Welcome back to the podcast, boys, everybody. We're on episode 139.
100.
Thank you for tuning in. I don't know why Cheyenne made a comment saying that we're on a 100th episode.
100 episode end.
What?
Why are you saying that?
That's what he said.
Oh, 100th episode and 39 or something. Yeah, that's bloopers. Anyway, so we're going to jump right into story time. This week, did a little bit more powerlifting. This week in conditioning, I repped out my max, and I knew that because I have done, winter break, I was doing reps of 95 for 4 reps of 95, and then, about a week ago, I did reps of, reps of 95 for 8 reps. So it's I know that my bench has gotten better, so I'm I know I'm gonna get because next week after when this is out, the following week I'm gonna be doing, so this is out on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, stuff like that. That week, following week, I'll be doing testing for that stuff, so I'll find out new PR and all that. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, dude, that's highlight of my week. I think I'll pass it to Justin now.
Alright, so yeah, I got all my exam marks back. Unfortunately, I didn't do too great. I got 60s on math and physics, so not a really good mark, not what I was hoping for, but the academic comeback is coming, bro. I got a tutor, so that's the first change. Second change, I'm starting my homework as soon as I get home, no bullshit, no fucking,
Jerking it.
yeah, no getting confused on oh, I don't know what to do, and just my goal is every day I get home from school from day 2, which is math and physics and all my academically challenging classes. What I do is I open my books and then I review everything that I've done in that day in that class. So for physics, if we're working on collisions or whatever, I'll summarize my notes in one page so that when I have a test or a quiz, I can look at that and I have that, and it kind of just re-jogs your
What are you gonna have a life?
understanding. Well, the good thing is it only took me around 5 minutes to do the physics, 5 minutes to do the math, and then I just grind my homework out. And if I can do all that and I get to whatever, if I have soccer that night or if I'm going to the gym, whatever, I'm pretty
You're good for the rest of the night.
good, yeah.
So it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock ish, and then you're
depends.
But how long is the tutor sessions? How often?
So the tutor I'm gonna have every Sunday night. So my weekends are completely fucked because it's Friday we have the podcast, Saturday then I have soccer, and then edit normally. Sunday I have work, and then Sunday night tutor. So my weekends are busy normally, but
if I didn't have podcasts, I'd never see you.
Yeah, I know. And it's just we're getting so busy now, especially in school. I have so much shit, and I have to try to get better marks now too. So I have to I don't know, allocate more time for schoolwork and just as well as being disciplined. A lot of people talk about oh, I spent 5 hours doing this, but it's you can spend 5 hours doing math homework and not get anything fucking done, or you could spend an hour doing it and get it all done as long as you have good understanding. So in a sense, tutoring is actually it's gonna help because I'll understand it better and I can get shit done quicker. So it's almost I'm kind of sacrificing time to get more time back, if that makes sense. But
yeah, I get that. Yeah, Cheyenne, you should learn about the time, saving your time. You talked about how long did you masturbate for that one time?
Bro, what the fuck?
You said how long was it?
I don't recall any of that, bro.
There's been classified information here, no?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, maybe I should stop on that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
Cut that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Cut it.
So, alright, that's all of our story time?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get into topics. What's new from this week? Well, believe it or not, Poseidon's still doing a sub-a-thon. Fucking Japan. I don't know. I don't know how much money he's got. Well, then there's Germany sending tanks over.
Can you explain what the sub-a-thon is, bro?
So sub-a-thon is you just stream non-stop. You do not stop streaming until you get a certain amount of subs and shit. Right? That's what it is? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And he's in Japan. I was on my phone one time, and it was night, so I go on, and I was oh, he's live, so I clicked on the live, and he's in a rave in Japan, talking to some girl in the club, and he's just he's always live, so it's pretty much it's a day in the life of Japan, is what it is, and he's just doing it for subs, 24/7.
How many is
he's
that he at?
sleeping.
And what's he gonna stop at?
I don't know. I just watched like a little bit. I don't have time for that. Like,
Yeah.
and then like I clicked on it again a few days ago, and he's just like in some building with some guy that he doesn't know, speaking perfect English, like American guy. And he's like, yeah, I think what you're looking for is like a few blocks that way, and it's like in there, like it's just random shit. It's just a day in the life.
That's actually so like that's kind of sick because it's like you're really like you're so open with like your fucking viewers about like what you're because it's literally like your whole life. But that's actually like pretty sick because
But
it's
he's
like
in Japan. It's not just a normal day in the life.
yeah. So it's kind of like it's a different experience, and I guess for the people that watching it, it could be like mundane if you're always tuned in. But like watching someone like you know when you like find someone on YouTube or you find like your favorite YouTuber or streamer and you're like damn this guy's sick and I want to like keep watching him. Like you could literally watch this guy all fucking day if you wanted to. But like. I mean, it's probably
And
not a good.
it can be
time,
entertaining. Like Poseidon specifically, like I don't really watch him too much anymore. But like I would watch him like go to. I remember he streamed like he went to like a rec center, and he went into like a AA meeting or something, and like he was just sitting there with like a GoPro like on his chest, and then people are like, "What are you doing? Like you can't film in here. Like this is like AA meeting. Like you're not allowed." And then he's like, "Oh no, this is just for like because like I'm a police officer."
Body
So
cam,
like, he said like I'm a police officer. So, yeah, I said body cam like this is so that this is my security like something like that. They believed him, and so the guy was like, and he was like going into every room in the rec center like, "Oh, is this the right place? Like is this like?" And they're like, "No, you want to go down there." And he had a whole stream of him like in the meeting. Like circle to circle.
That's so fun.
And he's like joking with like this one girl. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're kind of pretty. Like, can I get your number after this?" Like mid circle, like just out of nowhere. And eventually, because people know where he's at, if you're streaming IRL, it's very fucking difficult for you to hide where you are. Every little stop sign, every little like street corner, everything, very difficult. I remember one instance I was watching him. He was in New York. He went into a pizza shop. The moment he stepped in, their phone's getting rung like crazy. And then they answer the phone. They're like, "Is there a Paul in here? Is there a Paul?" Because they're like, "Yo, let me talk to Paul." And then they're like, "Is there a Paul in here?" Like, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, it's me. It's just some guy pranking you." That's like the moment he walks in.
That's so.
Because
fun.
there's some people that are on their fucking computer, watching every single fucking detail, and they're so in tune. So, surprisingly, it takes like an hour, but he's in the meeting in the AA thing, and basically some lady at the rec center comes in the room and she's like, "Is there a Paul in here?" He's like, "Oh yeah, that would be me." And so she's like, "We're getting multiple calls under your name. I don't know who you are and what you're doing, but you need to leave like right now." So then he's like, "Oh, okay, that's my bad." And he like runs away. I think they like call the police. And then also another thing, it can be bad as well doing IRL streaming because this was with Mexican Andy. No, this was Arab Andy. So this is bad. This is a viral clip. You guys have probably seen it where this guy is streaming in a university and there's like a class or like some sort of like what is it called when you're
a lecture?
No, when you're like a tour. There's like a tour guy showing off the university, and they were in this room, and this Arab guy comes in and he's got his stream on. So every time someone donates and they have text to speech, it's on his speaker attached. Yeah. So it would be like, "Oh, Arab Andy, blah, 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 blah," and like the text, like the bot voice, and everyone's like looking, like everyone in the room's looking over except for the tour guys, like continuing the tour, and they're just like, what the heck? And then someone asked, like after a few times of this, "Are you in the right room?" Like, and then he's just like, yeah, this is this and that. He's like, yeah, and then all of a sudden, someone donates like media, and the text goes off, and it says, "This is the last time I'm like, I don't know." So this is the final straw, like self-destruction set for 5, 4, and then everyone's looking at him, and then slowly start to. It's like GTA. Like slowly people start to like pick up pace. And then as soon as they're like 2, 1, that's when people sprint out the room. There's like 50 people that are like sprinting out the room.
So fun.
And then it's like boom, and it's like explosion. Everyone's running, and then he's like, "Fuck, I gotta get out of here." And everyone like, cause then the media, the video's playing like sounds of like building falling apart, crumbling. So he like films the hallway. You just see people fucking sprinting down the hallway. There's like 50 people. And then somebody pulled the fire alarm as they were running.
Oh my!
To try to get people to leave. So and he's like filming like people running, and he's like, I gotta get out of here. And he's like, "Fuck guys, fuck!" Like, and then he's leaving, and then he's walking out of the university, and he hears the alarm, and then people were like walking out and with like their coffee, and he was like talking to students like late 20s, and they're like, yeah, like they said that someone had like a bomb or something, so they pulled the fire alarm, because he's like, do you guys know why the alarm's going off? I was just in that building. Meanwhile, he's the whole cause of all this. Yeah, and then they're like, I don't know. Yeah, I was in there too. I think someone. He's like, was there like a candle or something like that? And then he knows damn well, like, well, probably. So they said, no, someone was like, there's a bomb threat. So somebody pulled it to get people to leave. Which is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it can be bad. It can backfire because, like...
Then you're also calling the fucking fire department. They have to pull up.
And then people are leaving. Like, more people are going to be... Like, you see people running, you're going to want to run. Like, he's lucky no one got hurt. Because if there's, like... Stampede Shine's laughing. It's funny, but if people are, like, running out, like, you can definitely get, like, trampled over. Mm-hmm. And the police came, and they were searching for his ass. Everyone in the chat was like, you fucking idiot, run. Because he's in the campus asking people, oh, what's happening? Like, and then he's like, you idiot, like, run, like, leave. That's all the chat was for, like, a good 20 minutes. And he's, like, not looking at it. He's like, no, I'm fine. Like, I'll just explain what happened. Bro, you're going to get fucking shot down. He's an Arab guy.
Fucked.
He's, like, from, like, Morocco or something. And then he is walking, like, this was, like, 3 hours later, long after the fact. He's, like, walking on the street. Bunch of people around him, shops, everything. Police pull up. I don't know how they know this. They pull up on him, pull over. They're like, get on the ground right now. Like, they take his, like, shit, and then the stream just ends. So that can be the bad thing with, like, IRL streaming. But there's also cool sides to it, like the Japanese, like, because think about it like this. I was like, it's cool because I was getting ready for bed, and I was like, I just on YouTube, and then I check. I'm like, oh, he's live. So I click on it, and as I'm in bed chilling, like, someone in Japan is having a whole rave. Thousands of people, and then I'm just watching this, and meanwhile it's like dead quiet in my room. Like, that's cool to, like, kind of be in that state of mind, I guess, of, like,
exactly.
You know that something's going on. It's, like, kind of cool to, you're watching it live, right? So, but that's anywhere in the world. Right now, somebody's having, like,
breakfast.
Or like somebody's, like, getting shot up, or sex, whatever. So, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, no, to your point, like, it's cool, but at the same time, like, the stuff that he does with the AA meetings and the challenges that he does, those are the live streams I find that are fun to watch because it's constant entertainment. But when he's doing, like, normal shit in Japan, okay, guys, we're going to get groceries. I don't want to see you get groceries.
Yeah.
Like, it might be, like, entertaining for a few minutes, but I'm not going to watch that the whole day. People are in there the whole, like, day. Because he's got an audience of, like, 20-year-olds mainly. So people have nothing to do. They just, like, watch it. I don't get that. Like I said, it could be some fun rave, or it could be, like, in a building. I don't know where he was, but some American guy was like, yeah, you're looking for that. It's, like, a few blocks that way, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So, and then,
Yeah, like, did you hear about, like, Speed had the same thing happen, like, the whole bomb thing? I think he's in, like, a gas station or something, and then there's, like, the bomb, and, like, he got fucking pissed. Like,
it is serious, though.
A lot of those streamers they react, like, a lot to their chat, and then because of that, then the chat starts, like, putting in, like, how fucked can we make this? And, like, the thing is, you give so much power to your chat because, like, if you're walking around the fucking city, right, and you got this big, like, camera strapped onto you with a fucking speaker, you're pretty fucking vulnerable, bro. Like, if your chat, like, wants to fuck with you, you're fucked. So, like, and the other thing is these reactions, they make the chat, like, it encourages the chat, right? So, like, if he just, like, has the most ridiculous reaction and he's like, fuck, and it makes it super entertaining and interesting, more people are gonna watch it. So, like, the thing with streaming is, like, it can be, like, really cool to watch, entertaining as fuck, like, lots of stuff happening all the time, right? But yeah, like you said, it can be dangerous. The bomb thing, swatting and shit, like, all this, like, thing with the chat just tries to fuck with you, like, it can get pretty bad.
And a perfect example of what you're saying is Asian Andy. Like, one quick thing I want to throw in. We talked about a lot on the podcast when Ice Poseidon, his plane got swatted. Remember that? Like, that was so huge. It was on news networks. He was getting interviewed for that. They were, like, showing everything about it. And he's like, people were saying it's his fault that the plane got swatted because he was streaming in the terminal. But the thing is, and he made a great point on this, he's like, it doesn't matter if I was streaming in the fucking terminal or streaming in the, in my gate, like, going to my plane. He's like, you can go online and search up what plane is going from where to then. They knew that he was going to RuneFest in London, so you can search up London, or I think he was in Arizona to London at this time.
Mm-hmm.
You find the fucking flight. People were streaming his flight online, watching like where he was going, like a live up to date, and they were showing that, they're streaming that.
Yeah.
So he's like, that argument is ridiculous. And if you want to use that same knowledge, like rip the IRL streaming section, because in that case, it's the same thing with swatting, same thing with this and that. It's illegal. You don't expect people to do that. And with Asian Andy, like you're talking about how it can be dangerous, Asian Andy would walk into banks and he would have text-to-speech saying, I'm going to rob this place, I'm going to be careful, or it'd be like, text from mom, did you forget to put your hormone pills in your water this morning? Everyone would look, but a lot of the time, believe it or not, like this happens to him a lot, and people just ignore it, or people would be like, you have to like get that out or leave. So a lot of the time they don't take it seriously. Yeah. But then one time he was going camping. He just pulled up to this grassy spot with water. It was like a beach or something. He pitches a tent and he's streaming, and he's doing a sleep stream in the tent. And there's people across from him, I don't know why someone would be camping here, but there's like 60 meters away someone was camping. Yeah. And just a bunch of friends. And he's in his tent alone and he's streaming, and then they would play like air raid sirens, and he just finished playing the Ouija board, and he was like trying to make it work. Nothing happened, but he's like, people then were requesting or putting in media of videos of real demonic rituals and shit, and that's where he draw the line. He's like, guys, don't fucking. I'm already freaked out. Yeah. Don't do this. This is real shit. I don't want this here. You're summoning demons. I just He's it was windy. He's by the water. He's already creeped out. Somebody came to. He has a Tesla. So on Tesla, you have the app. Yeah. If you walk by the car, it will get an alert on the app saying what someone, and it has cameras, right? Mm-hmm. He's in the tent. It's 3 a.m. and someone was fucking with him. Somebody had his location. He got an alert saying someone walked by his Tesla because he had his light on in his tent, and he heard rustling in the tall grass. Yeah. So he's like, fuck. So he's like, oh no, dude, my Tesla got an alert. How fucking scared would you be? He's like, his Tesla thing, it got an alert saying someone walked by. Mm-hmm. So he goes, and it says at 3:28 a.m. someone walked by a rear view light or something like that. And so he's like, fuck, I want to check, but someone could be out there, this is dangerous, someone could kill me. So he goes out, nothing there. And then he keeps hearing noises from all over the place, and someone sent him a photo, and someone donated, check your Twitter DMs. Someone sent a photo outside his tent of him, in the tent. So he got so fucking scared, so he packed up, he left. As he's leaving, he goes to he drives through this place, and there's a parking lot a minute away. Mm-hmm. There's a cross fucking burning, on fire. What the fuck? So he was so fucking scared, he had to get out of there. He left. This is how dangerous this shit could be. Yeah. It's so fucking funny to watch at the time, and it's so suspenseful. Yeah. It could be fake, but I don't see why it would. I mean, really
empathizing with the streamer, you're going through the same emotions. Yeah. You're fuck, bro. Is he exactly. Good? What's gonna happen?
Imagine if you're in his spot. I would have left a while ago.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's such good content because a lot of it's real, right? It's scripted, blah blah. But when you're going out and you're in a tent trying to make a stream, you kind of have the preconceived notion that maybe something's gonna happen. Something could happen. Maybe someone's gonna come up to me. You're you have that going into it, or at least after doing it for a while, you definitely know that some shit is gonna happen. So and that's why it's funny, because it's he kind of, in a sense, could maybe know that someone's gonna do something. And,
well, definitely.
And it's entertaining as fuck, right? Yeah. Because that's what makes it interesting.
But you have to draw the line somewhere at some point.
Yeah, for sure. But I know some of these guys get super pissed and emotional about Chad's doing this, fuck you, Chad. But that makes it more interesting. So
of course.
It's I don't know, it's kind of a paradox. They're guys, don't do this to me. But then everyone wants to do it more. It's when you tell a kid okay, don't do this. Then what's the kid gonna do? They want to do what you told them not to, right?
And people if I was in his position and I heard walking around, I would be turning everything off, which he did because he's trying to listen. But if I was him and I got that notification from Tesla app, someone's walked by your car, dude, I would have been so fucking scared, because what you were your intuition was right. Oh my god, I don't know what I would be thinking if I was in his position. Yeah. And then the burning of the cross as he's leaving, someone was fucking around there. I think the people in the tent, like a few meters away, I think they said to like turn it down at one point. I think they said, "Can you like turn it down?" Because he was playing like Siren. Imagine those people. They're probably like, "What the fuck is like? What am I hearing?" Like, I think they told him because this was around the time where he was like getting skeptical of someone walking around. Yeah. And so he's like, "Fuck." And someone's like coming, and then they're like, "Hey, can you turn it down?" Like, he's like, "Oh shit, sorry," and then like he turned it down. But yeah, it's like it was around that time, so he's like scared. But it is entertaining. Like I'll show you guys after the podcast, like the video I'm talking about the bomb thing. Mm-hmm. It's really interesting, but at the same time, like crazy.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I feel bad for the people like around him, like you said, like the guys who are like 16 years that way. Like, I'd be pissed too if you're just trying to like chill with your friends and you hear fucking sirens every 5 minutes and this girl and his head's like fucking
going all over the place. Yeah, they told him to be quiet, but they only told him to like be quiet once. Yeah, it didn't stop, but they probably just fell asleep or something.
But podcast boys live streaming grad camp.
And someone was fishing actually, like in the water, like when he was leaving. He thought, he was like, "Fuck, who is that? And he's like, "Oh, good evening," or something like that. It's just some guy fishing, like in the middle of the water. Yeah. It was like going all like under the radar. Like that's so scary, dude. But it's really interesting at the same time for me. Yeah. Like, how this shit could happen.
Would you ever do it?
Not if I was like, not if I was as popular as him. If I had like a good amount of following where I can generate views and all that, yeah, like it would, because you get money from people donating media, but
at the same time you get to deal with all that, like
but like Poseidon it was like one of the first sleep streams at the time. He made $5,000 in one night. He was in Turkey, and he was sleeping in a hotel, and he made $5,000, and he would like wake up constantly, and he slept because he was getting woken up so constantly. He was like really grumpy, but because he kept waking up, he continued to sleep till 11 a.m., which was when he had to check out. Yeah. So they had someone knock on his door. So you got to check out or like get the room again because there's no one booking it. Like you can get it again, and he's like, "Oh fuck, okay, I'll leave right now." And then Asian Andy did the same thing in Korea, and it's so funny because he propped the camera right in front of the door. So they knocked on his door 3 times, and they said, "Turn the movie off. Turn it too loud." And then he's like, "Oh, okay." But at first he's like, "No," he was like stalling. He was like, "I don't speak Korean." He's like, "No, English. Turn the movie off. Like, it's too loud." And then he was like, "Oh, movie, yeah, okay." And then they kept coming back. And then the guy brought like the whole fleet of managers, and you see it all happening. And then eventually he got kicked out. Mm-hmm. They were so fucking generous, giving him like 5 warnings. But he's like, "No, I can't stop.
Makes me think of have you seen like this the speed clip where like he's doing a sleep stream and then someone sends him his own. No, they send him his own stream, right? So it starts like looping.
Oh yeah.
He turns over, right? Yeah. And it's like every like little sound, right?
Shuffle,
it's like, and it gets super fucking loud. And then he's like this. He goes, and he's fucking yelling. And he like throws his camera. He's like, "Stop it! Stop!" And it gets so. It's actually so funny. Like I think that's like my favorite.
But you gotta pull that up after as well.
That's such a good clip. But yeah, I mean there definitely is some dangers to it, but it is pretty funny. Like when you get like gems like that, just like stuff that you could not like think of if you were just filming a video. Right?
Yeah, and also like the video of Ronaldo being like mucho gracias profesor, and then he's like they put that video with like the ear rape, and then he's like going like that. He did a sleep stream with like some guy in a Ben costume. That was fucking weird. Like the thing is, some people don't nowadays. People do sleep streams that are so stupid. They lay in bed and just consume money. People like Poseidon and Asian Andy at that era of YouTube, 2017, 2018, whatever, they would make it so that, like Poseidon, he made $5,000 because he put it so the minimum amount that you would have to donate for there to be media is $100. Some idiot spent $100 doing that, but he's a genius because he's making it so that not only is it every 10 seconds, but also so that he's making a lot of money while still getting sleep. He would wake up like once every other hour or something. Yeah. So he made $5,000 by sleeping, literally. That's crazy, and it got millions of views. That was like one of his popular videos because he would upload the VOD, edit it, and then upload it. that's how I think that was the first video I saw from him, actually. Fucking love that shit. I think I showed you or something.
Mhm.
But,
Alright, so I guess, yeah, we'll cut